10 talking points from the Premier League weekend as Man United crushed Swansea and Chelsea sunk Spurs. Manchester United made it back-to-back 4-0 wins after thumping Swansea while Spurs lost their opening league match at Wembley. Manchester United thumped Swansea at the Liberty Stadium on Saturday for their second straight 4-0 Premier League win of the new season. Sadio Mane, meanwhile, cut through home frustrations at Anfield to fire Liverpool to a patchy 1-0 win over Crystal Palace as Jurgen Klopp's men secured their first victory of the league campaign. Charlie Austin's stoppage-time penalty sealed Southampton's 3-2 win over 10-man West Ham at St Mary's while Shinji Okazaki and Harry Maguire found the net for Leicester's 2-0 home win over promoted Brighton, whose wait to get off the Premier League mark continues. Elsewhere, Hal Robson-Kanu claimed the winning goal but was later sent off as 10-man West Brom edged home 1-0 at Burnley while Brazilian striker Richarlison struck his first Premier League goal as Watford ground past Bournemouth 2-0 at Dean Court. Further north, Stoke's new Singing G's enjoyed a dream debut, scoring the winner against Arsenal. Sunday's early game saw Huddersfield beat Newcastle courtesy of a delightful Aaron Moore effort while Chelsea won the first ever Premier League game at Wembley, beating Tottenham 2-1. Here are 10 talking points from the weekend's action. 1. Substance over style for Mourinho. When Mourinho's men thumped West Ham 4-0 last weekend, it got a lot of people talking. Their emphatic display had many backing the Red Devils as favourites to win the league, writes Tom Bristol. But despite the same 11 turning out, it took United 80 minutes to kick into gear. Misplaced passes, shaky decisions and a sense of vulnerability when Swansea countered were on show for much of the match. Things could have been very different had Jordan's cheeky shot off the bar been a foot lower. But who said winning was pretty? League champions have always had to win when they've not played well, and that's exactly what United did. 2. Moore made of the right stuff. He may not have made it at Manchester City, but Aaron Moore has Premier League quality. Moore was crucial to Huddersfield last season as they earned promotion, and he has shown he has the quality to be just as influential in the top tier, writes Hamish Mackay. The 26-year-old, who signed on a permanent deal from City this summer, was involved in nearly all of Huddersfield's best play and netted a delightful effort from the edge of the box to complete what was a brilliant all-round performance. 3. Crisis, what crisis? We did this last year too, wrote off Chelsea far too soon before they found their stride and galloped off into the sunset, writes Darren Lewis. This match gave us a glimpse of the power set be at Antonio Conte's disposal once his squad is fully fit and his new signings are in. Alonso providing the best possible response to the club's pursuit of Juventus left wing-back Alex Sandro. Alvaro Morata should have scored even earlier, and the appetite from his teammates to keep out the Spurs revival told us that Conte has not lost a single one of his players. 4. Bakayoko shows what he can offer. So now we have a solution to the curious case of Nemanja Matic, writes Darren Lewis. Ever since the Serbian was sold inexplicable to Manchester United, strengthening a rival, the question has been asked by Chelsea and United fans alike, why? Now we know. Bakayoko was not even fully fit today, yet he produced enough to tell us that he will be formidable in a Chelsea shirt, and yes, an upgrade on Matic. He was fierce in the tackle, ran forever, and when we believed he would end his debut by coming off on the hour, he ran some more. That £40 million, on the man who lifted the French title with Monaco last season, looks well spent. 5. G's hits the ground running. The former Real Madrid man has only had a couple of training sessions this week, but the early signs are good for Stoke, writes Liam Prenderville. G's was thrown straight in by Mark Hughes, starting on the left of a front three, and what a decision it proved to be. He tested the Arsenal backline early on and teed up fellow new boy Choupo-Moting after a fine solo run, but his shot was straight at Sek. Within 2 minutes of the second half he was on the score sheet. Saido Berahino slid the Spaniard and he coolly slotted past Sek. It may be early days, but it appears a decent bit of business for the Potters. 6. Palace training paying off. Despite losing to Liverpool, they were organised and knew pretty much what each and every player should be doing, writes David Maddock. Which begs the question, what the hell have they been up to all summer, because last week was a shambles. Frank de Boer is a tactically astute coach and he will want to change this team's style, but clearly he has decided to trade on traditional Palace qualities. And it's the right decision for now, even if it didn't quite work here. 7. Andy Robertson looks to provide an answer on the left. Liverpool's new signing wasn't asked to do much defending, but the discreet signing from Hull certainly looked good going forward, and his delivery was a delightful surprise to the Kop faithful who have seen little of him previous to this appearance, writes David Maddock. Klopp says the left-back has much to learn, and certainly the physical side of the game will still be a challenge, but he has quality in his crossing, and it can be a weapon for the Reds this year. 8. Sloppy Xhaka made to pay. A week after Leicester capitalised on an error from the Switzerland international, Stoke repeated the trick, writes Liam Prenderville. His forward pass was poor, and as he tried to win the ball back, he left a gaping hole behind him for Berahino to exploit. Xhaka hasn't started the season in great form and needs to sharpen up in the coming weeks. There remains a real need for a midfield enforcer at Arsenal, but is it too late for Wenger to get one? 9. No soft start for Merino. Newcastle's latest signing Mikel Merino was brought into the starting lineup to make his debut following Jonjo Shelvey's suspension, but if he thought he was in for an easy ride against newly promoted Huddersfield, he will have been disappointed, writes Hamish Mackay. Huddersfield played at a frantic pace and he was caught on the ball more than once as a result of the Terriers' hounding. You can see the young midfielder, on loan from Dortmund, is talented and he improved as the game progressed, but it will go down as a debut to forget. It is hard to draw much of a conclusion about his suitability to English football from just one game, but one thing that is certain is there will be much tougher tests ahead than a trip to the John Smith Stadium. 10. Bilek's time running out. West Ham's owners have shown remarkable patience with Slaven Bilic, and the Croatian has had some bad luck, but the side seems to be going backwards, writes Hamish Mackay. New signing Javier Hernandez did his bit, scoring twice against Southampton, but still the Hammers found themselves pointless at the end of the game. The Hammers won just one of their 6 pre-season friendlies and have now lost both their opening league games. Time is surely running out for Bilic,